This video is going to talk about solving algebraic equations. The number that appears in the front of a variable in an expression is called a coefficient. So if you see the number 7y, the number 7 is the coefficient. 7 is the number that goes along with the y. It tells you there are 7 y's, or y plus y plus y plus y plus y plus y plus y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the same thing as saying 7y. Let's go ahead and look at the coefficients in the following equations. You can see the number 9, 7/100, 6, -2, and -1/2. You might see that I circled the -1/2 there. That's because when you subtract something, that's the same thing as saying that you're adding a negative. So we could have rewritten this as -2x plus -1/2 y. In an expression, a term that has no variable is called a constant term because its value does not change, even if the value of the variable changes. In the expression 2x plus 3y equals 5, 2x plus 3y plus 5, 5 is a constant term. You know what 5 is going to be. There's no variable in there to throw it off. So the expression 3 times 5 is short for repeated addition. Another way to say times is to say of. You can say there are 3 of the number 5. Having 3 of the number 5 means 5 plus 5 plus 5. Having 3 of the number x, or 3x, is the same thing as saying x plus x plus x. So they want you to rewrite these expressions as repeated addition. Go ahead and try it on your own first, and then take a look at what the final answer is. Letter A is 5n. You're going to see the number n 5 times. N, 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 n. Don't forget to put the addition signs in between there, because multiplication is repeated addition. 3x will be x plus x plus x. 4x will be the same thing as letter B, but with 1 more x. You'll have 4 x's in there. And letter D, 7y, we talked about that at the very beginning. Now they want you to write these as a product. So instead of writing multiplication as addition, now they want us to write addition as multiplication. So if I'm adding the number x 2 times, that means there are going to be 2 x's. If I'm adding the number n 3 times, that means there are going to be 3 of the number n. If I'm adding the number x 5 times, that means there's going to be 5 x's. And if I'm adding the letter m 6 times, that means there's going to be 6 m's. So they want us to write 2x plus 3x as a single term. Well, let's break down what that means. I see 2x here. 2x means the same as x plus x. I also see that we have 3x. That's x plus x plus x. In the middle there is an addition sign. So what we're actually adding together are going to be 5 x's. So we could combine this to say 5x. Do we have to rewrite this out as an addition statement every time and then combine it into a multiplication statement? You absolutely don't have to. You have the option of doing that if it helps, but it's not required. So they want to check that 2x plus 3x and 5x are the same. So what they're going to do is they're going to substitute. If x is 1, then we're going to get the answer of 5 in both times. If x is 2, we're going to put, instead of x, we're going to put the number 2 in there. We're going to end up getting the number 10 both times. And then 15 for 3. And you can see on here how they are showing you why this works. The expressions are equal because 2 of anything plus 3 of that same thing is 5 of that same thing. So if I say 2 1s plus 3 1s equal 5 1s, that's correct. If I say 2 apples plus 3 apples equals 5 apples, that's correct. If I say 2 2s plus 3 2s equals 5 2s, same thing. So 2x's plus 3x's equals 5x's. It's just making sure that you don't overcomplicate something. How many x's are in 3x plus 4x? Well, we have 3x's being added here, then we have another 4x's being added here. 3 plus 4 is 7, which means there's going to be 7 x's. Grouping all the x's together, combining them all up, is called simplifying. To simplify 3x plus 4x, you can add the coefficients, the numbers attached to the variable, to find the coefficient of the answer. Go ahead and try to simplify these on your own, and then we'll talk about it. 8x plus 2x is 10x. 9x plus 4x plus 3x. Well, I know that 9 plus 4 is going to be 13, plus another 3x's is going to be 16x. 3x plus 3x plus 4x, well, 3x's and 3x's together make 6x's, plus another 4x's make 10x. And then we have our bonus problem here. We have all these x's being added up. We have x plus 2x plus 3x plus 4x plus 5x. And oh my goodness, they didn't put a number in front of that first x. How many x's are there? Well, if there's not a number in front of it, that just means there's one of them. The same way if I say grab me a book, I didn't tell you how many books to grab me. You're going to get one of them. If I say grab me 17 books, then you're going to stack them up and hopefully don't, tumble them over as you're taking them to me. So there is often, if you don't, well, always, but if you don't see a number in front of a variable, there is an invisible 1 in front of that number. We don't write it the same way that if I say I want to get a drink of coffee, I'm not going to say I want to get 1 drink of coffee. I'm just going to say a drink. So 1x plus 2x plus 3x plus 4x plus 5x, well, that's going to end up being 15x. How could you undo add x? Well, subtracting undoes addition, so we can cancel an x by subtracting. We can cancel with, we can cancel with terms also. We can cancel 2x minus x, or 2x minus 2x. So if I start off with the letter x, and I want to get rid of it, I'm going to subtract x away. The same thing, the same idea that if I start off with 8 of something, and I want to get rid of all 8, I'm going to subtract 8 away. So what if we have 5x minus 3x? Well, let's go ahead and take care of this just by writing out each and every x on here. The first thing I have is I have 5 x's. So that's x plus x plus x plus x plus x. And now this says minus 3x. I need to pay attention to that subtraction sign. Minus 3x means I'm going to take 3 x's away. So that means this is going to go away, this is going to go away, this is going to go away. How many x's are left? That's just going to be 2 x's. If you want another way to write this out, I could have written this out. I could have continued it off to the side like this rather than scratching out. Sometimes it might be helpful to write it underneath when you're losing x's. It's completely up to you. So they want us to rewrite these expressions as the sum and then cancel. So if I have 8x minus 4x, well, I'm going to write out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that are 8 x's that are being added. And then I'm going to subtract 4 of them away, so these 4 are going to go away, and I'm going to be left with 4x. I'm not going to draw out all the rest of them. You are welcome to. I have limited space. 3 x's take away 2 x's mean I only have 1 x left, or I can just write that as x. 6 x's take away 3 x's. If you have 6 cookies and you take 3 cookies away, that means you only have 3 left. 9x minus 5x means there's only 4 x's left. 7x minus 2x means there's 5 x's left. And 8x minus 6x means there's 2 x's left. Whoops. So now they want to write the answers to both the algebraic subtractions and the corresponding number subtractions to compare the answers. So they want to see what we're noticing here. Let's look at 7x minus 2x is going to be 5x, and 7 minus 2 is 5. When we put the same sign in that problem, we get the same answer. It's just one's dealing with the x's and one's just the number. Same things are going to happen here. Let's look at this letter F. If we have 8x minus 2x plus 3x, then what's going to happen is we are going to take 8x minus 2x, 8x minus 2x is 6x, and we're still adding 3x. 6x plus 3x is 9x. If we take a look at this problem, 8 minus 2 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9. Same exact thing as if we're working with just plain numbers, except now we're talking about x. So they want us to add or subtract without writing the expressions. They just want us to get the same practice in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with practicing letter A. 10 minus 3 is 7. So 10x minus 3x is 7x. 8 minus 5 is 3. So 8x minus 5x is 3x. And we could keep going with this. Let's go ahead and let's take a look down at letter G. In letter G, we have 8 minus 3 plus 1. Well, 8 minus 3 is going to be 5, and 5 plus 1 is 6. So that answer is going to be 6. 8x minus 3x is 5x. Then we're adding one more x in there. That's 6x. Same number, one just has an x attached to it. Now, what they want to do is they want to rewrite the expression so there's only one x. So we're going to simplify the same way that we've been practicing. 6 x's take away 5 x's means there's just going to be 1 x. Could I put the number 1 in front of that? Absolutely. I'm going to put a dashed 1 to show that you don't have to write it, but you absolutely can. If I were you, I would choose just to write it or not write it. I wouldn't bother with the dashed. Letter B says 6x minus 4x. If I start with 6 x's and then I take 4 x's away, that's going to leave 2 x's left. Letter C, 6x minus x means there's just going to be 5 x's. And then letter D, 8x minus 3x is 5x plus 2x is going to be 7x. take a look at these. Go ahead and give them a shot on your own, and then we'll talk about it. Remember that when we're following PEMDAS, we're going to go just like when we read. We start at the left and we read to the right. We read left to right. You're going to do the same thing here. That's why we're always starting at the beginning. Addition and subtraction are the same stage of PEMDAS, so we're going to make sure that we're following those stages. 9x minus 2x is going to be 7x plus 3x. 7x plus 3x is 10x. 7x minus 2x is 5x plus 4x. 5x plus 4x is 9x. 8x minus 5x is 3x plus 2x. 3x plus 2x is 5x. 7x minus x is 6x plus 2x is going to be 8x. Got a big old bonus problem right there. And now they want to describe what was done to the variable x and how to undo the operation to find the original x. So in letter A, we see x plus 3 equals 12. So I have x, which I don't know what it stands for, but I know that when I add 3, I get 12. So in order to figure out what the actual value of x is, I need to take those 3 away. And I have to do it to both sides to make sure to keep the equation balanced. Subtract 3 from both sides, and I see that x is equal to 9. Letter B says 5 plus x equals 12. Well, I have 5, and then I add x to it, and I get 12. So I need to subtract 5 away in order to see how much I added to it. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides, and that's going to leave me with 12 minus 5, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. That's going to be x equals 7. Then I'm going to go to letter C. 4 equals x minus 3. Well, I had x, and then I took 3 away. So to know what x is, I have to put 3 back. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides, and that's going to end up with 7 being the value of x. Letter D, x minus 13 equals 9. So the opposite of subtraction is addition. And when I add that 13 back in there, I'm going to get x equals 22. I hope that you have an absolutely amazing day.